welcome to the end of Duolingo.
Hello noble ones and welcome to Metatron's Academy. So what's going on? As a language-focused channel, of course, I've been interested and used Duolingo quite a bit over the years, and overall, even though it's not one of those applications that objectively is gonna get you to fluency, I have always considered it as a good learning aid, something that can in fact help you to reach your goals faster if you use it together with other language exercises and most importantly with interactions with real native speakers. However, we've got a massive news. Duolingo will replace contract workers with AI. And here is Duolingo co-founder and CEO Luis von Ahn, photo gallery, whatever. So yeah, not looking good, man. Not looking good. If we open LinkedIn, you'll find that there is a post from the Duolingo account, and it's specifically from the CEO. So we read. Below is an all-hands email from our CEO, Luis von Ahn. We are going to be AI first. Just like how betting on mobile in 2012 made all the difference, we're making a similar call now. This time that platform shifts is AI. What doesn't change will remain a company that cares deeply about its employees. Oh, I mean this, I believe these could be mutually exclusive to be honest, but let's read it. I've said this in Q&As and many meetings, but I want to make it official. Duolingo is going to be AI first. I would translate that if it's AI first, what's second?
Humans are second.
Reptilians third. At least we're better than them. AI is already changing how work gets done. It's not a question of if or when, it's happening now. When there is a shift this big, the worst thing you can do is wait. Yeah, this sounds a lot like corporate talk. In 2012, we bet on mobile. While others were focused on mobile companion apps for websites, we decided to build mobile first because we saw it was the future. That decision helped us win the 2013 iPhone App of the Year and unlocked the organic word of mouth growth that followed. I would like to point out this, even though you may think that it's directed to you and I, meaning users, students. No, this really sounds like something it's directed to the shareholders. I'll be honest with you. AI isn't just a productivity boost. It helps us get closer to our mission. To teach well, we need to create a massive amount of content, and doing that manually doesn't scale. Once again, manually meaning the employees. Yeah, what is it with these humans that need to eat, sleep? What? How am I gonna run a business like that? Unbelievable. One of the best decisions we made recently was replacing a slow, manual content creation process with one powered by AI. Without AI, it would take us decades to scale our content to more learners. We owe it to our learners to get them this content ASAP. Oh, this last sentence is so patronizing and condescending, it's unbelievable. Oh, well, we're not doing it because we need to make as much money as possible and this is just about money. No. We're doing it for you. We owe it to you and to all the people that don't have a roof over their head and the animals, the animals. We owe it to the animals. We need to do it for the betterment of mankind. Yeah. AI also helps us build features like video call that were impossible to build before. For the first time ever, teaching as well as the best human tutors is within our reach. Being AI first means, there you go the explanation, we will need to rethink much of how we work. Making minor tweaks to systems designed for humans won't get us there. Designed for humans, that's kind of weird. In many cases, we'll need to start from scratch. We're not going to rebuild everything overnight, and some things like getting AI to understand our code base will take time. I think, okay, look, you see this? Can you, wait, I need to zoom. Can you see this? This little long middle line. I'm starting to think this was written by AI because whenever there is an AI text, these are overabundantly used. And look, there is one here. There is one here. Let me guess. How many more are we gonna use? This thing was written by AI. Here's another one here. Yeah, this is AI written, guys, or at least AI retouched. Yeah, let's get rid of that marketing PR department while you're at it. However, we can't wait until the technology is 100% perfect. We'd rather move with urgency and take occasional small hits on quality than move slowly and miss the moment. Oh, that's crazy. So let me get this straight. Let me connect the dots. So in order to teach well, we see up here, in order to teach well, you need to take occasional small hits on the quality. So in order to teach well, you need to have worse quality content from a educational standpoint. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Very logical. Yeah, for crying out loud. Hey, Nova ones, we've got some incredible news. I'm launching a new plushie. So we've got a new collaboration going with Makeship, and it's this plushie here. You can tell. Look at the hair. Look at the hair. So yeah, it's a Metatron plushie. I'm gonna show you now. I've got the prototype right here, so you'll see. You're not just gonna see the silhouette. Yeah, I'll show you. Anyways, it's a Metatron 1 million subscriber plushie, so it's my way to celebrate you. But Metatron, you don't have 1 million subscribers yet. Well, ideally, it's like the last, 12,000 steps together, but there are over 1 million noble ones if you consider my second channel, for instance. Anyways, I'm gonna show you the plushie now. Because it looks amazing. It's so historically accurate. In 3, 2, 1. Here it is. So he's even got the brigandine. Look, he's got the historically accurate brigandine hand-spun silk velvet with brass. You have no idea. Poor guys, I was so annoying with the design. Also, the hair is historically accurate. I had to change it 3 times. I'm like, too short, so the hair is historically accurate. The beard is historically accurate. Look at this. Most importantly, this is a limited edition. It will only be available for about 20 days because this is Pedantic Edition. Metatron Pedantic Edition. So yeah, click the link in the description below and you will be able to do a subscription for creator updates on the website, and the plushie will launch in 4 days, 19 hours, 33 minutes and 59 seconds. 58, 57, 56, 55, 54. Make sure you get your limited Pedantic Edition plushie, and thank you very much for your support. However, we can't wait until the technology blah blah blah. We'll be rolling out a few constructive constraints to help guide this shift. We'll gradually stop using contractors to do work that AI can handle. Oh, that's so evil. Oh, that is so evil to me. The way it sounds. Oh yeah, we'll just get rid of those people that are replaceable. I mean, you're replaceable. What do you want? Oh, you were using that to pay for your mortgage? We're gonna get married? Sorry, man, you're replaceable. I'm gonna uninstall it today. AI use will be part of what we look for in hiring. Okay, AI use will be part of what we evaluate in performance reviews. Hand count will only be given if a team cannot automate more of their work. So basically they're gonna replace as much as is, I was gonna say humanly, as much as it is logically replaceable, they will replace it. Most functions will have specific initiatives to fundamentally change how they work. Before we continue with this disgrace, I would like to say this. I do use AI sometimes. For instance, I enjoy using the advanced language models, whether it be ChatGPT, whether it be Claude AI. Gemini, not so much, that one pisses me off, but the other two, I do use them. However, I use them for situations in which I think they can really help. Like, for instance, I am producing an entire script for a video, but then I'm like, look, in these 4 paragraphs, I've literally used the same word 7 times. So how about I ask AI to find replacements that make sense within the syntax and the core paragraph or the body of that section, but maybe we can suggest some better ways. We can rewrite some things and help me make it for a more polished experience. So in other words, I'm using it as a massive thesaurus. So as long as you use it like that, there's nothing wrong. And in fact, it can be a good tool. For instance, ChatGPT gives you the ability to speak to it and then can even correct you. I do it when I don't have someone to practice my, say, Mandarin, my Japanese, my Portuguese, I've recently started, my Spanish, my French. If I want to practice something and I don't have someone that I can practice with, let me have like a little conversation with AI, that's okay. So you can use AI to do these things. So I'm not someone who is always continuously against AI, but it is a case-to-case scenario because there are situations whereby I've seen entire channels about history, for instance, that have the entirety of their production generated by AI, which is absolute, complete, total rubbish. So the thumbnail is AI, the script is AI, the information is AI, the voice is AI, and the images are AI. How do you know? Well, because I've never seen a Roman soldier using his right hand to hold a sword, his left hand to hold a shield, and his other hand to hold the helmet. I've never seen that, not to mention 6 fingers anyways. The scripts are full of mistakes, so I wouldn't use AI to do, for instance, proper research. You can use it to have an overall understanding of something, but you have to double check it. So again, I don't use it for research, I use it as a language model. With that being said, sure, this is about languages, but it's a monumental, they even said it, it's gonna be pretty bad. You're going to be able to tell it's all AI. You're firing so many people that were doing a very good job with the voice recordings and all that. I think this is going to be the downfall of Duolingo, to be honest. I mean, they see it as the perfect business opportunity. But in this ever-increasing world of AI, where the dead internet theory has become a law rather than a theory, just went from hypothesis, theory, law. We're getting into the same level as the second law of thermodynamics at this point. I do believe that, yeah, the dead internet theory is a thing. So many bots are everywhere as well, and AI is becoming a problem. I think this was not the right move. They don't see it because it makes their investors happy. But I think their investors are not going to be happy when they see that the shares that they have are going to plummet in value. And the reason why it's happening is because, again, look at the way this is written. This is not written caring about their employees that have literally made them millions, maybe more, hundreds of millions. They don't care. They just are left out because we can replace you. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? That tells you that if they could replace the students, if they could replace you, mark my words, and have AI teach AI students, if that made money, they would do it without thinking for a half a second. This is what these, but then they'll tell you they're doing it for you. We owe it to the future of the human species to make the right call as soon as possible. I freaking hate corporate speech. All of this said, Duolingo will remain a company that cares deeply about its employees. False. This isn't about replacing duos with AI. It's about removing bottlenecks so we can do more with the outstanding duos we already have. You just said you're going to fire them. We want you to focus on creative work and real problems, not repetitive tasks. You know, if there is one way to describe AI these days, is repetitive tasks. We're going to support you with more training, mentorship, and tooling for AI in your function. In my function? As I say, this has been written by AI. I didn't even double check it. What does it mean? Change can be scary, but I'm confident this will be a great step for Duolingo. It will help us better deliver on our mission, little AI. What the heck do you call this again in English? 1 second, I need to figure it out. Little AI line. I don't even care. And for duos, it means staying ahead of the curve in using this technology to get things done, Luis. So imagine for a moment the damage this can do when it comes to the quality of the information presented, because again, the AI makes mistakes. It constantly makes mistakes. And also, oh my gosh, I can imagine the conversation, the voice, even the voice I can imagine. I can imagine that monotone voice. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be really bad. I'm really against this. Duolingo made a huge announcement. What happened next was anything but expected. Let's see. The brand that built its identity on fun and in irreverence is learning the hard way. You can't joke your way through a backlash. Absolutely. Once celebrated for its cheeky owl mascot and quirky social media persona, Duolingo has suddenly found itself in the crosshairs of the very audience it once delighted. Duolingo CEO Luis von Ahn recently announced the company's significant shift to an AI-first strategy. On the surface, it sounded innovative, using generative AI to roll out 148 new language courses, boosts efficiency and personalized learning at scale, which is what intrigued the big suits up there. But behind the buzzwords was a startling reality. The company had replaced contract employees with AI, sparking severe backlash from users. Yeah, and also denying it. It's also denying it. You know, at this point, I would prefer full mask off and say, you know what, we just fired the entirety of the workforce, except for a couple of programmers. It's all going to be robots. If you don't like it, remove the app. But no, they have to tell you that they're doing it for you, for your sake, and then they also care about their employees. Sorry, but we're not stupid. It doesn't matter what language you wrote this one in at this point. The announcement set off a wave of criticism and raised tough questions about the future of work, education, and the brand's direction. Exactly. Can you imagine where this one can lead? Like literally having our kids learning with AI in school? Yeah, fire all the teachers. It can be more efficient and we don't have to wait for that manual lunch break. What am I? Father Christmas gifting people a full hour to eat. The AI doesn't need to eat. And the students can just go on a roll. We could teach them and have them graduate in 8 months instead of 12. Wouldn't you do that? Unbelievable. Duolingo has been a social media darling with millions of followers on TikTok and Instagram thanks to a distinctive voice that's equal part snark and charm. However, the company went silent when users flooded the comments with criticism, calling the move tone deaf or outright dystopian. So I can already imagine all the suits panicking. Something like this happened recently I've spoken about it on my gaming channel, Metatron's Protectorate, where the situation like this happened with Nexus mods. There was a whole situation that happened there. In general, whenever a company makes a massive mistake like this, they completely misread the user base and they make a statement that they think people will be like, but the only ones to do this are the shareholders. But then until the shareholders see that the backlash is going to affect the value of their stocks, then the companies go into panic mode. And what they need to do, well, what they think they need to do within the corporate world is like, okay, let's write down a new thing where we address people and say, we have heard and understand and blah, 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 blah. And it's all going to be fake again, and either a fake apology or not an apology at all. And in fact, sometimes we've seen companies blaming the customer. It's all your fault because you don't understand. You're all a bunch of it. Like, this has happened. And so when that in the gaming industry, that happens a lot. It's always the gamer's fault. Gamers don't understand the beauty of this garbage that I've just slop. And so, yeah, that's how it is. Look, it deleted all posts from its high-profile social media account and disappeared for days. You know, that alone is so shady. I would uninstall immediately. I don't even care. That's what I'm going to do. I'm uninstalling because I'm not going to trust people. At least own the mistake. You know, why is it so difficult? And this happens with social media influencers, YouTubers. Why is it so difficult to be honest and transparent? Just say what you think. Just speak from like a person, not like we are numbers. But that's what they do. When it finally refers to it, it posted a cryptic, hard-to-decipher video that bewildered audiences more than it reassured them. We might watch this one tomorrow, I'll be honest with you. Today I'm sticking to the articles. But yeah, I imagine, but was the video AI at this point? Open quotes, many people fear AI will take their jobs, and the CEO's comment have only amplified those worries, close quotes. Yeah, I mean, of course. While treating us like we're a bunch of Neanderthals at this point. In fact, Denis Ovens actually produce pretty advanced jewelry. They treat us like we're what? Mitochondria. Like, they're not going to think that. They're going to say yes, and they're just going to eat whatever the heck slop we give them. Not going to happen. This strategist, John Simons, shared with me, open quotes, to protect its reputation, Duolingo abandoned the quirky, relatable personality that first made it popular, replacing it with content that feels off-brand and detached from its loyal audience. Duolingo has been a mentor for brands building their social presence. It's a shame there'll also be a case study of what not to do on social when your brand faces a crisis. Absolutely. At the end of the day, I think it's a shift in perceived value. Not that I ever thought that the company was really about customer first. I mean, I think how many companies can we count? Probably in one hand that are actually customer first. In fact, I'm going to go out on a limb and say the only businesses that are customers first are the ones that are run by mom and pop. That's what I'm going to say. But in this case, at least they had the appearance of a company. It's fun, it's jokes, it's this and that. But behind it, there was the usual mechanized gears of production, squishing anything that just gets in the way as long as they get that juice. Equal money, stock investments, and value within the whatever business strategy that they're doing. So anyways, highly disappointing from Duolingo. I think the Scream is a fantastic representation that we've got here. I even clicked it. There you go. And what can I tell you? We'll see if the situation changes. Wow, $7 billion disaster. Goodness gracious. Yeah, I mean, hate to see it. Let me know what you think, and thank you for joining Metatron's Academy. Bye.